Hello. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about Sweden. What's happening right now in Sweden? Because everybody's asking me, what are you doing in Sweden? When I travel, I get the same question. What are you doing in Sweden, and why are you doing what you're doing? Because it doesn't seem very good. And I understand it because I know how it looks in former countries' media, because I've been watching it, and it's pretty much the same kind of report. And it's saying, in Sweden you are doing very crazy things. You are dealing with so much immigration that you cannot handle, and the problem is keep getting worse, but you really aren't doing anything to prevent it or control it. So why are you doing it? And I must say the short answer is we do not really see the problem, because we are so informed and told to accept what is happening, and the change is something necessary in the modern world, and it's just a little bumpy road until we get there. So that's the short answer. And what do I mean by that? Well, you must see that Sweden is not a really patriotic country, but something has happened over the past years, even since the 70s, I would say. And that is we are doing things better than any other country, because we have this, we call it the Swedish model, and over the years the Swedish model has been pretty good. We have free healthcare, we had 5 vacation weeks, and we have very good healthcare, and it's a good welfare country, environmental and everything. We have a good economy, and we care for our elders and our poor and our weak and disabled persons. That is our great story. That's just who we are. And other kind of problem, how we are dealing with criminality, and how we are dealing with substance abuse, and pretty much all the relevant things in a country that's important to people, and we are doing it best. We are doing it the very best in the world. And that is how we are told by the media and our politicians, and that's our individual view on ourselves as a country, as a group, as a social people, you know. And it's not that easy, you know. As I told, we're not a patriotic country, but we are doing things better than anyone else, because that's our great belief. So it's like a different kind of patriotism in Sweden, because we are a little bit better than other people, other countries, and we always look at things that support this theory of ours, and not so much about things that may be a conflict of these individualistic views on ourselves. Lately we have been doing all the good things that media tells is good, you know, about feminism and about environmental care, and a little bit about economic wealth distribution. The media support it, and therefore the population does as well, in a majority, that is. And that's not quite easy, you know, because let's say if we would do something wrong that is still for the good cause, we cannot allow ourselves to see the bad sides of it. We have to stay strong and feel we are doing the right thing, and it works in Sweden because it's a small country, and we have a strong media and public service, and they have pretty much the same political belief, and there's not much second view for second opinion, because it's pretty much like China or even North Korea, where every citizens feel the same and reason the same about big issues, because there's no room for other other views or opinions, and that's just the way it is. I think Sweden, for example, Sweden, for example, has one side view on Trump. He's a very, very bad person, and you are not allowed to say anything else about Trump because all the journalists and the media take the same side against Trump. You cannot say anything good in Sweden about Trump. You just cannot do, and you cannot, for the love of God, support Trump in any kind of matter. Even if he do something good, it's not a good thing to say because you will get shit if you do. And that's just an example, because it's the same about immigration. You cannot have an opposite view or opinion. It doesn't work. And even if the whole world is looking at us and laughing and saying you're doing this wrong, we don't care, we don't listen, we don't see that. We just call them fake news, or no, we don't. The truth is, we don't look at it at all. We just look at the picture of Sweden, and if we don't like it, it is wrong, and we are working, and we must work to change this view on Sweden, because it cannot be negative. If it is negative, it's false and supported by fake news and hidden agenda in other countries, and nobody really believes it. It doesn't matter how many journalists abroad traveling to Sweden, one of our no-go zones, and getting hit by stones and getting beaten up in immigration full areas. We don't see that. We don't care. We don't take their side. We just think it's a crazy setup or something. Honestly we don't talk about it at all, because we just act like it never happened. So and this one side view that Sweden and Swedish people have on different matters is maybe the reason why a young, a bit confused girl with very much anxiety over the environmental problem is traveling to US and speaking at the UN conference, because she never seen there's two sides of the debate regarding what the scientist says about the environmental problem. It's a real complicated area that the human is probably changing the environmental. We are just not sure how much and what the consequences is about that. But in Sweden it's totally spread that we must do something right now. You know, the alarmistic view of it, that's the one side we are spreading, and there's not much room in the media or the public for other opinions about that. So that's why she grew up and getting mental health problems, because she was so told, and she knows it's very, very bad, and the earth will end in 15 or 20 years or something if we don't do something right now. That's why she is so focused in she must save the world, and it's just a Swedish matter. It's just so typical Swedish, and I don't see any change whatsoever in the future, and it will get worse. It will get much worse. You know, Sweden will be the next new South Africa with a gated community popping up. It's already doing that, by the way, and much violence. And every day I wake up and read the online newspaper, I see the same thing. It's explosions in different small Swedish towns or the capital or other places, or a shooting. And 15 years ago this never happened, never. but it will get worse. It will get much worse before anything will get done. I don't think I don't see any light in the tunnel, because things will get much worse, and I can update you and in this way. I can. There's a lot of different reasons why, and I'm just trying to be plain open about it. Keep it short right now. I want to be optimistic. I really do, because it troubles me seeing all the bad things. But you know, I'm an analytical person, and I see what I believe is going to happen, and it's not very fun, you know. Thank you right now.